Hey, what's up, YouTube and BitChute? This is gonna be my Gundam Evolution tier list video of what I think is good at the game right now and what is bad. So Trooper, honestly, I would put him C or B, but in organized tier he is A, just due to his damage numbers being relatively low. He's good at holding chokes with his AoE splash damage. If you're gonna play Trooper, this is how you play him. You shoot the ground and walls where enemies are, so you get the maximum value of his splash damage. Can provide extra armor on units, like he can synergize well with like a Sazabi. You put his extra armor on. He has a good ability at finishing off units with the his, let me think, his right click where it does like a little laser. So if there's an enemy that's low, you just pop that on them and they're most likely gonna die. So he is basically C tier, but if you're in a 6 stack, he's A tier. So he's either C or A, depending on what. So we're just gonna put him A for the sake. Barbados, he is B or A tier, simply due to the fact that he gets countered by Zaku II Melee. Zaku II Melee that goes really good into him, and Marasai. Marasai has a one-shot combo that basically fucks all the flankers if you get hit by his hook and stuff. So I think Barbados is basically B. He's basically in like a solid 6 stacks versus each other. I'd say he's B, but for overall just rank at the moment, everything, he's A tier. Now Guntank, I'm gonna put him in the C or borderline D tier. Doesn't really have much going for him. He has the fast revive, and it's kind of unfortunate when you play the game and you have somebody just auto lock this unit. That's how I feel about him. He's definitely not that good, so he's borderline okay, just don't play. I wanted to call this don't play. So yeah, I'd put that Gundam Unicorn S tier. Now, he has a very large magazine size with his weapon. He's great at peeling and destroying units because his magazine size is so large. The passive healing is insane. The healing in this game is not much, what the healers provide, and just having just that little bit of tick helps. And his armor ability with the extra health you get or to save people is just insane. He has it every time he engages in the fight. It's like, what, a 10-second cooldown. He can apply it every time. You just standing near him, he's getting value. He has a great ultimate. Great ultimate. Basically pulls down a plasma laser and does a shit ton of damage. And I forgot to talk about these guys' ultimate. Sorry about that. So Guntank, he basically has an ult where you get the control and hit people with it. It's basically a one shot that you troll. Think of it like a RC car from COD. It's kind of like that, but in the air. It's a pretty good ult, but I still don't like Guntank. His ult is basically Troopers. He moves really fast and has like a aura around him, and he basically knocks people around, and I believe he gives his teammates like bonus stats if you're near him. Barbados' ult is kind of weird. You basically pull out a sword, you slash in 3 areas. So yeah, all these units up here have pretty good ultimates. The Gundam Unicorn, Barbados, and Trooper. But then again, Trooper is a very situational hero. He's really bad solo queuing, and I would say he's A in stacking. So Zaku II, this guy is A tier. S tier. He does have a learning curve with his flanks. So what makes him good is his ability to plant and get in and out of fights fast. He has invulnerability, which is insane. He does good damage close range. He's not the best at far range. He is pretty skill capped. His ultimate isn't the best. But basically it's a lot like Ashimir's, where you charge forward and immobilize people. He basically has a worse ult than Marasai and Ashimir, but his kit's really good, so it makes up for it. He is S. Now, Axia. This is probably the best unit in the game. He can do he's great damage, great at flanking, good at planting, good at going into the backline. He just does everything you want. He has great damage. His ult isn't the best, but that's not what makes him good. His ult basically empowers all your abilities a little bit. It does a little more damage and resets his cooldown. His ultimate's not really that crazy because he takes skill to play. Like, Zaku II and Axia are skill capped units where if you can play them well, they're S tier. However, and also it depends on your map. Do not play this guy. Just don't. His only use is basically in 6 stacks where you can synergize him with Dom Trooper and just hold an angle or a choke, and if somebody walks there, they're just gonna get one shot because of all the AoE going out. Overall, I would just not play him. Now, this is a very good unit, Gundam. Does decent damage at range. He has a problem where if you miss a shot, you can punish him very easily. He's kind of like Marasai, so where if you miss a shot, it's very punishing due to his slow fire rate. He has a great ability that basically demolishes opponents and their shields and has a good stagger. He does have a shield of his own, but it's kind of there just to stall, make people... he's just an overall very solid unit. I really enjoy Gundam, the base Gundam. He's a good unit. His ultimate is basically a bomb. He throws it in an area, and if you go in it, you're dead. But, however, there's a lot of counterplay to it. If he dies, his ultimate disappears, and you can shoot his ultimate and make it so nothing happens. Now, Sniper. He is borderline AS. I just feel like you have to be really good at Sniper to get value out of him, because all he has going for him is damage. And you have to hit his shots for him to be good. I'm going to say he's A tier, but if you can play him and hit your shots, he's S. So it's just safe to say he's a solid A, but you really need to hit your shots on Sniper. And that's basically his skill cap. You really gotta make sure you hit your shots, because it's pretty punishing if you miss. This guy, he's pretty good. He just does what you want. Like, if you don't know what to play on a team, you play GM or Gundam Unicorn. Like, if your team comp is like wonky, you put those 2 units, Gundam Unicorn or GM, on it, and it basically kind of completes or finishes the team, and it gives it that extra oomph you would say that other units won't, like Turn A Gundam or like freaking Zaku II. So yeah, overall he has good abilities. He has good sustain of his own with his shield. He can revive allies, heal them a bit. He's just an overall good unit, like holding that. He's kind of like a wall. He's good at holding his own and staying alive and peeling for his team. So overall a great unit, GA. Methuss, now he's interesting. He doesn't do a lot of damage, but he has the highest healing in the game, but it's single target. He synergizes very well with units like Sazabi. You can just pocket the Sazabi and move around. He's kind of hard to play in my opinion. He's kind of weird. Overall, it's a solid unit. Definitely not S tier because he can easily just die. He has a very low HP pool. Doesn't have the best ability. He has really good abilities. His heal and his ultimate. His ultimate basically empowers an ally, makes him take less damage. He's a pretty good, because if you synergize him with Pale Rider, it's just really OP. So the Methuss and Pale Rider is a super good combo. Now, this is a situational character. His kit is pretty bad. The only good thing about him is his ultimate. For this unit to be A tier, they need to buff his primary weapon by 10 to 5% damage. So how it works is you can charge it, but it doesn't do much damage. Like Ashimir's basic shots do more damage than his fully charged one, but it says it's Pierce as a counteract. Overall, I really think they need to buff him. Turn A Gundam's primary. And his abilities are kind of wanky. He has a self-heal, and he has a melee grab to help him counter the melee units that like try to go on you. Overall, he's kind of he has a great ult. So basically, if you get into overtime and you start the game with 50% ult charge, he's definitely one of those units you can just pick just to cheese with his ult. He has a god tier ultimate. But I really don't like him other than that. Zaku II Melee. This is A borderline S. He has probably the most like 1v9 ultimate in the game. It just completely one-shots everything. It lasts long. He does have a little bit of a learning curve like most of the Melee heroes besides Barbados. You can play him well, you'll get a lot. He has the tools he needs to 1v1 the other Melee units with his shield. Environment. Overall, a really good unit, and he does more damage the closer you are. If you're in melee range, his attacks do more damage, and further away they do a little less. He feels weird to play, and I feel like a lot of people underestimate Zaku II Melee, but I really think if you learn his kit and can play him well, he's definitely S tier. And Marasai, he's kind of like this guy. He's borderline A. He has a one-shot combo with the hook E. And basically what it does is it pulls somebody towards them, then you jab him and stun them and immobilize them with your other ability, and it basically one-shots every unit in the game, the combo. It's nasty. And it's really good versus all the melee units, Zaku II, Axia, Barbados. The hook has a lot more range than you think. You really have to respect this unit if somebody picks him. He's basically situational or borderline A tier, and I'm going to put him in the A tier because he's really good. Now, Sazabi is S. He's the only real tank in the game. He has everything you kind of want. He has a shield, high HP pool, good mobility, okay ultimate. He basically just buffs himself and he does more damage. And yeah, Sazabi's a great unit. Get good mobility and kind of have to know how to play him. He has a lot of mobility with the axe throw, and you can go really fast and follow it up. You can like jump onto your allies with one of his abilities to shield them and help. He's a lot better in stacking environments, or if you're playing with multiple people, and he's still pretty solid if you're playing him in solo queue. Yeah, he's just a good unit. Pale Rider, definitely S tier. Him, Pale Rider, and Axia, these have like the most 1v9 potential probably out of all the units. Really good. Good ultimate, great abilities. He just does constant damage. He's hard to 1v1 because of his stun grenades, his slow grenade, and he can put up a little supporting with the healing beacon he puts up. It's easy to destroy. But yeah, Pale Rider is definitely S tier, a very good unit. Great ultimate, basically buffs him and he goes insane. Higher fire rate, higher damage. Combo him with a Methuss, you both ult, and yeah, it's just really good. Ashimir, he's a solid A. He flies around, he's annoying. His primary weapon is very good. He does solid damage. He suffers the same thing as base Gundam does, where if you miss a shot, it's very punishing. Marasai, Ashimir, and base Gundam suffer from that, where if you miss shots, it's punishing due to your fire rate. Same with Sniper, but you're playing at more range, so yeah, that's on you kind of, but he has a great zone control with his Molotovs. He can get into places, points. People try to defuse, you fly up, you drop your mollies, you peel them, do a ton of damage. Great primary weapon. Overall, a very solid unit. His ult is a better Zaku II ranged. And it's kind of like a better, yeah, it's just a better Zaku II ultimate. Ashimir's ult. And Marasai's ult is like in the middle of Zaku II and Ashimir. So Ashimir has a really good stun ult, probably the best, one of the best. So then it goes Marasai, then Zaku II. So yeah, this is my tier list. This is my honest opinion right now. And things can change. This is subjective. This is just my opinion, and hope this video helps somebody out. And this is what I've been kind of using to help me out, and this is what I think. Hope somebody enjoyed.